Quadruple murder and kidnapping suspect Austin Drummond is in custody tonight. A relieving end to a nearly week-long search, but authorities say the case is far from over.
Investigations do not end when a person is arrested. That's just the part to get them into custody. This investigation is going to go on for a good period of time. In addition to that, there will be lots of court appearances, lots of hearings, and we will do everything we can to ensure that the communities are kept safe, and we're going to do that by seeking justice in this case.
That was Lake County District Attorney Danny Goodman. Drummond is charged for the murder of 4 people found dead in Lake County. Law enforcement representatives from the TBI, Lake County, Dyer County, and the Jackson Police Department held a press conference today after Drummond's capture this morning. Our Ezekiel Telemaco was at that press conference in Jackson today and reports the latest details from the investigation.
The case started last Tuesday when somebody opened up their front door and found a baby in front of their home in Dyer County. Now, Lake County officials confirmed the death of 4 people in connection to that baby after they found bodies along Carrington Road. And officials all across Tennessee have been searching for Drummond extensively throughout the week. And because of tips from this morning, they were finally able to capture Drummond. The manhunt for 28-year-old Austin Drummond stretched across Tennessee and lasted nearly 7 days with officers working 24 hours a day. TBI Director David Roche says the break in the case came from a call in Jackson just after 8 a.m. with another tip at 8:57 a.m. and then by 9:05, Drummond was in custody. Jackson Police Chief Tom Corley says officers never hesitated and no one was hurt in the capture. Drummond was not armed at the time, but TBI officials have confirmed recovering multiple weapons throughout the search.
We have recovered weapons. I can't speak to if those are the weapons that were used in the homicides, but I can tell you we have recovered a couple of firearms at this time.
U.S. Marshal Tyrese Miller credited Tennessee law enforcement saying, quote, "He thought he could outrun us, but together we cannot be stopped," end quote. This case spanned across multiple districts, and prosecutors say they're still coordinating where Drummond will stand trial. The victims, including a mother, her daughter, and 2 others, were found dead in Lake County just hours after the baby was left in Dyer County. Officials confirmed Drummond's girlfriend is the daughter and sister of the 2 victims, but didn't share details on what Drummond's possible motive was. As for the child, TBI officials say the baby is safe, but aren't releasing the location for its protection. District Attorney General Danny Goodman said the investigation doesn't end here and that Drummond is no longer a threat to the community. TBI officials say that finding Drummond is just one piece of the puzzle, and there's still a lot of work left to do to ensure that the family gets the justice that they deserve. Live in Jackson, I'm Ezekiel Telemaco, ABC 24.
And it is important to point out that 4 people did lose their lives in this whole entire case. That's James Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams, 15-year-old Braden Williams. These are the 4 victims officers say were found dead in Lake County on July 30th. Now, when the bodies were discovered, officers in Dyer County were looking for Wilson, Williams, and Rose in connection to an abandoned baby that was dropped off in a yard. Deputies later told us that the baby was related to the victims. District Attorney Danny Goodman confirmed James Wilson and Adriana Williams were the infant's parents, and Courtney Rose was Adriana and Braden Williams' mother, which means she was the baby's grandmother. All 4 of the victims lived in Dyer County. July 31st, law enforcement identified 28-year-old Austin Drummond as the suspect in the crimes. This case spanned 3 counties, Dyer, Lake, and Madison County, where Jackson, Tennessee is located. Well, that's where investigators say cameras spotted Drummond walking around with a rifle. Now, this left the community on edge and prompted law enforcement there to warn the community of his presence. But now that he is in custody, the focus shifts to what comes next, and the possible consequences are very serious. Some legal experts say he could be facing the death penalty. Drummond faces a long list of charges, including 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, and 4 counts of being a felon in possession of a firearm, and 1 count of using a gun during a violent crime. Memphis attorney Claiborne Ferguson says the severity of these charges could bring about the toughest punishment the state allows.
The case is just full of aggravating circumstances that would allow Lake County prosecutors to request the death penalty. And quite honestly, as a practitioner in death penalty defense, this is going to be a hard case to defend against the death penalty.
Now, Drummond has a prior criminal record. Drummond was released from prison in 2024 and was out on bond for an unrelated murder case. Ferguson says Drummond could appear in court within the next 72 hours for the quadruple homicide. And also get this, 4 people are in jail accused of helping Austin Drummond avoid capture. They are Tanaka Brown, Giovante Thomas, De'Ara Sanders, and Brandon Powell. Brown and Sanders were in court yesterday. Now, the judge set bond at $250,000 each. Thomas is in the Madison County Jail on an unrelated charge and will be transferred to the Lake County Jail. He and Powell are expected to be in court on Thursday. Of course, we will continue to follow this case and bring you the latest updates. You can also find full coverage on the 24 Plus app. That's the streaming home for ABC 24 News.